Whether you're using colored pencils or crayons, the first thing you want to do is choose your colors. Here I have 4 different hues of blue. I have a light value, I have a medium value, and then I have 2 darker values. What I want to do is I want to make sure that my darker value goes with my first 2. First, I'm going to try this one. So that's 1. Looking at them closer, the first one I tried, it looks a little bit more purple blue than a blue that's going to go along with these 2 colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say no to that one. So I have my light blue, I have my medium blue, and I have my dark blue. See how those 3 colors kind of blend a little bit more into each other? What I'm going to show you today is how to blend 3 different hues of the same color. Here we have 3 blues. Here I have 3 greens. We're going to start with these couplings first. Let me show you. Here I'm going to use the light, the medium, and the dark values of the blue. I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm going to start with the dark first, and then work my way to medium, and then work my way to light. Here I'm using 3 different types of green, a light, a medium, and a dark green. I'm going to test them on the bottom for you. So there's the light, there's the medium, and there's the dark green. I'm going to use these 3 in order to create a value scale. From light, using pressure, using medium value in the middle, then using the dark value or dark color pencil all the way at the top. Here I just showed you how to blend the light, the medium, and the dark of the green. In this example, I started from the light, started with a light value, which means light pressure, with my light colored pencil. I color that lightly. I gradually got darker as I moved up, which means I applied more pressure to the pencil to make a gradient from light to dark with just this light value pencil. And that's what this is showing. So here was the darker value of this pencil. Here was the lighter value. So it moved from light to dark. Then I use the medium value pencil in the middle. From here, I created a light value with this pencil overlapping. Notice this section in here. There's the lighter green, and then there's the light value of the medium. So this is the overlap area of these two color pencils. I created a light value and gradually got darker with this medium pencil to about here. Then with the dark pencil, I created a really dark value, which means a lot more pressure at the top. Gradually got lighter as I moved my way down. This whole area in here is all overlap with the medium and the darker pencil. It's through these overlap areas, which are going to create a nice blended value change. Here's a few different color reds I have. So I'm going to give these each a try, just to show you. You always want to test your colors first before you use them. So here's the light one. There's another light one. See, these are kind of similar in color. These are poppy red, and the other one was crimson red. So these two are lighter versions of red, but they're also more orange red than actual reds. That's a red. This is crimson red. Now I'm using Prismacolor pencils, whatever color pencils you guys have, or if you have crayons, you can use them. This is a color called terracotta, which is kind of more like a brown red, but I'm going to hold on to that for a minute, and I'll show you why in a little bit. This is called Crimson Lake, which is very similar. As we see, it's kind of an in-between for the crimson red and the brown terracotta. And then I have a darker brown. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you, I would say I'm going to use our crimson red. I'm going to use our Crimson Lake, and I'm going to use the darker brown. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these three colors together. Now I'm using the brown as my shadow. Instead of using black, which is going to overpower the red, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brown instead as my shadow. For colors like orange and yellow and red, rather than using a black, which would look kind of strange on top of certain colors, I'm going to use a brown as my shadow. So here in this section, what I ended up doing was something different than I did with the other two. With the other two, notice there is a distinct difference between the dark of the darkest value color pencil, the medium section for the medium value, and the light section for the lighter pencil. What I'm going to show you now is how to blend these three colors together. Now, I've showed you how to blend together different colors of the same hue. So here we had three different hues or colors of blue. Here we had a few different colors of green. Same thing with the red, with the brown for the shadow. What I'm going to show you now is using yellow, yellow-orange, and orange. So these, remember, are your analogous colors, the colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. I'm going to show you how to blend these three together, from yellow into, yellow-orange into orange. So this is still a value scale, but this is a value scale using analogous colors. here what I did was I started with the darkest color first, which was my darker yellow orange. This is, what color is this? This is yellowed orange. So you can see it kind of looks a little bit more orange. So I started with my darker value first. I applied a lot more pressure to create my dark value. Then as I moved downwards, I let up on the pressure, which means creating a lighter value. So the dark really was only on its own in this small area. And then gradually I got lighter down to about the middle area. With the middle color, I used, where's the pencil? I used Sunburst Yellow. Now these are the colors I used. You don't have color pencils like these, that's fine. Use whatever you have, whether you have color pencils or crayons, you can do the same exact thing. All it takes is time and practice. So, and this technique. So then with the middle color, I used from closer to the top, started with a heavy pressure in order to create a darker value. And same thing, heavy pressure, gradually getting lighter, which means I'm not pressing as hard on the pencil. The lighter I press, the lighter the value is. Brought that down to somewhere about over here. Then I used a canary yellow. I used my yellow, starting from about middle, starting dark, heavy pressure, and gradually getting lighter as I move down to the bottom. Now just to show you, I'm going to do this with the darker pencil at the very bottom. Remember, heavier pressure, pressing harder, creates a darker value. By starting to let up on the pressure, I'm going to create a lighter value. If it helps, you can also hold the pencil farther back. By doing that, you're not putting much pressure on the pencil, which is going to create a lighter value.